Hey guys, um, today was leg day. 6 weeks out from junior nationals and 11 out from masters nationals. I started today's training off with lying leg curls. Just did a pyramid rep scheme. Started with 12 reps, just increased weight each set. Topping off for my last set being 6 to 8 reps to failure. Once I hit failure, I did one drop, rep that out to concentric failure. And then I had my partner assist me so I could do eccentric failure. And then once you see as I hit eccentric failure, I'm going to pause and hold an isometric contraction for as long as I can. This week, my calories have been increased, so got a little bit more energy, feeling a lot better. So I wanted to take advantage of that and really push hard with extra volume. And applied a lot of intensity techniques today as well. So the first exercise of the day, emphasizing hamstrings, obviously. And then from here, we move on to another compound movement, which you'll see in a sec, the reverse hammer squats. Now, on the reverse hammer squat, you'll see we attached 2 monster mini bands from Elite FTS. And then from there, we pyramided up in reps or in sets, sticking with cluster sets. So what a cluster set is, it's basically a form of interval weight training, kind of maximizes the strength and cell volume effect at the same time. And since I don't want to go crazy heavy with loads at this point in prep, risking injury, and do like a 5-rep max by any means. Basically what a cluster set is we're doing 3 mini sets within 1 set. So you'll see me do 5 reps, I'll pause for 10 seconds, rep out 5 more, pause again, and then rep out 5 more. Now we did work up doing 5 sets of this. And since this machine only holds so much weight, that's the reason for attaching the band, just for extra load. And for me, it helps me get a lot more quad activation. And from there, what we did next in the workout was giant sets. So you see me here, I'm finishing it up on my last set here, 5. So 15 reps total. So using heavy loads, but still getting that volume effect in there. All right, so now onto the ham circuit or giant set. Started out with glute ham raises. Focus here was the controlled negative, roughly about 3 seconds down, and then drive up into a hard contraction, and basically hit failure here. These are one of my favorite movements. It helps me also engage my glutes because you're in more or less a hip extension the entire time you're doing the motion. The glutes have been my weak part for a long time, as well as hamstrings. So during this off season, that was a priority. I trained ham twice a week. It had its own day, and I trained again with quads. Here on to the second exercise in the giant set. I started with leg curls, 3 seconds up, 3 seconds down roughly. You can see me hold my torso a little more upright, and that's just to get a different angle from the first leg curl that we did. Now you'll see me as I hit failure here, I'm going to lower my torso down, so increasing my leverage so I can rep out a few more reps. Now next exercise here is banded good mornings. I had a hamstring injury last year, so I've been rehabbing that, and my QLs have been aggravating me. So this still allows me to get my hip extension movement in without aggravating anything, and really helps me get a good contraction in the glutes.
As with the bands, again from Elite FTS, it deloads at the bottom when you're most vulnerable, and then maximizes the load at the top. So it's just a safe alternative for me, and I really like them. Alright, so on to the next giant set, and this one was a killer, that's for sure. Started off with leg extensions, going from 15 to 20 reps. 1 to 2 second contraction in the top position. And especially with these giant sets, obviously because load's not going to be what you would typically use on these exercises, the main emphasis is activation. I mean, just really focusing on getting quality contractions. And basically hitting failure on every set that you're doing. And obviously, you're getting huge blood volume effects here. So onto the hack squat, using an arrow stance, trying to emphasize the sweep here. So I'm going to take a slow eccentric and a very, very focused concentric lift. So all I'm trying to do from the bottom portion up is constantly contract the quads. And really, really focusing on the outer sweep. So intent's a big thing here, getting activation. You know, put your mind where you want to work. And the major thing too is to not allow momentum to take over. Make the muscles do the work. That's real intensity. Not just lifting something from point A to point B, as many do. Every rep, every set, you're trying to get that muscle to activate to its fullest potential. All right, on to the third exercise in the giant set. Going with leg press. Now we're going to use a duck stance here, so heels about an inch or so from each other, and then your feet angled out. Be also low on the platform. And we're just going for a pumping cadence here, just controlled. And again, focusing on the contractions, constant tension in the quads. Now at this point, obviously lactic acid is extremely high, so mentally you're fighting through that burning sensation more so than the load. And then your legs honestly just feel like they want to give out. Now to the last exercise in the giant set, moving on to one of my favorites, sissy squats. Doing these correctly, you know, form is everything on these. So what you want to do is keep your torso as upright as possible when you're squatting back, and then as you're coming up, you basically try to lean back as you're coming up to keep the tension in the quads. So you're not standing completely upright because you don't want to deload at all. Alright, so the last two movements in the training today was just some more detail work. This is a hip extension movement based on a hip extension machine. I got this one from John Meadows. Helped to really bring in the detail out and the tie-in right at the hip. Because my quads especially tend to come up about 3/4 the way and then the lines kind of stop. So I'm really bringing these in every week to try to help bring that detail in. So working the detail there. The second exercise here, I'm doing a single leg press on the horizontal machine. Keeping the foot high. And now the emphasis here is the glute ham tie-in. So all the load is pushed through the heel. No lockout at the top. Keeping that constant tension on your glutes and your hams.